Thank you for listening to or watching the Upland Downunder Podcast. I forgot what the show's called. Tonight's show is recording live on Wednesday, the 13th of November at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and I've been up since 3 a.m. for the Totem sale, so excuse all of the yawning. On tonight's show, we're going to catch up on some crypto and Upland market news, of course. We'll check in on the neighborhood ratings for December, reflect on the recent Miami release as we near collection reveal, which is taking place at 3 a.m. tomorrow. Won't be getting up for that one myself. We'll also have a look at, what do we got? The limited edition Miami structure. That was pretty cool. Spark Week coming up again in December. There's a huge structure ornaments news to unpack. And there's even huger UGC Racing event going on, care of MassChef Metaventures as part of the Upland Racing League. And the main topic for this evening, I've pegged that down as, and that's a wrap on the Totem sales. Now what? We've also got QIPS on master building voting, map asset storage, and another intern proofreading fail. Or is there some skullduggery at play? You be the judge. That's quite a, I don't know if it's epically cringe or just freaking hilarious. Stay tuned for that one. All right, a couple of plugs to get out of the road first and foremost. Let me get those up. So, yes. Don't forget that for a very limited time only. So you've only got the end of December at Samurai Codex. We're offering the Samurai Sleigh for just 29,000 UPX or 25 USD. The Love Heart Jacuzzi for 12 USD. And we've got the full set of 5 Christmas spirals down to 90,000 UPX or $75, including fees. Remember, for the full set of Christmas spirals, you got to send me a DM to reserve. Now, caveat on those prices is, with dozens and dozens of showrooms and hundreds of items listed, chances are that those lower prices will probably hang around a bit after December. It's going to take me quite a while to trawl through and get those rejigged with their regular prices. So you may just get yourself a discount there for a bit longer than what I've said there as well. All right. And another plug. Look at this. This was timely. So also the Midtown Terrace Structure Ornaments Metaventure is now open in the Diamond Heights neighborhood of San Francisco, where you'll find examples of nearly every single structure ornament that's ever been sold in Upland. I got a few extra details to go in on that a bit later. And I don't know why screen sharing's paused. I'll show that again later. So if you're not sure where that is, that's at 5 Berkeley Way in San Francisco. So that's my pluggies out of the road. Now, let me zoom in. I'm going to go full grandpa mode for this one. So yes, all that and more, of course, on this, the Upland Downunder Podcast. Yada, yada. I'm not going to spruik the time because the times might be a changing. So let's get straight into the breaking badly news and take a look at what's currently happening in some of the crypto and Upland markets. Now, let's see if screen share wants to work this time. It appears to be. All right, all those zooms in the road again. So crypto, we'll gloss over this pretty quickly. So the market cap has dropped 0.6%, still over 1.5 trillion. Bitcoin dominance down 2.9%, still over 52%. Coinage, Bitcoin still over 40,000. I'm not going to touch on much except for look at Cardano up a whopping 24%. Now well and truly over the 50-cent mark. And Avalanche, pump my bags, was $25.41 last week, up nearly 28% this week to $35.24. Yes, please. So interesting to see that the crypto market cap has pulled back a bit. And that's kind of reflected in the fear and greed index, which has dropped from 82 to 73. And that's all we'll cover for that. So, yes, pump my bags on the Ajax. Ooh, like it. Upland 90-day averages. Expecting this to jump a little bit based on the release of Miami. The transaction volume didn't really do much except keep slip sliding away. That's still down 0.2%. And the trading volume's up 0.3%, just tiny bits there. Unique active wallets up 2.1%, 53,540 for the week. Total unminted properties after Miami release and all the sales there, we're up from where we were last week, up 8,263. So now just under 315,000 unminted properties in Upland, although bizarrely that percentage of properties minted, it just never seems to change from 92%. City stats, once again, all over the place. If you are buying for UPX and selling for USD, perhaps steer clear of Manhattan as the spread there's just kind of out of control. Buy for 83,000 now and sell for $30. Best bet is in Detroit. Also opportunities in Queen and Rio, although they're at the USD floor $3. So not sure how much movement's on that. Not going to touch on much of anything else tonight. It's a bit all over the shop. Of course, we got Miami patched in there. Current UPX floor is, well, that's interesting. City release was about the 11,000 mark and still there, 10,799. And the USD floor is 590, which, considering there was a lot of FSAs there, that's probably not a bad deal. My internet connection is unstable. Tell me something I don't know. All right, so what do we got on the list first? December neighborhoods ratings. Well, I should have just stayed on that, shouldn't I? Because that's on there. Let me get back to that. Brain can't work tonight. So this week I kind of saved last week's, and I've also got this week's. So this is last week's. We had Mercer Manor on 13.299, Midtown Terrace behind at 13.292. And interesting, looking at this week's, both Mercer Manor and Midtown Terrace have dropped. Not sure what's happening in Mercer Manor. I do know people were kind of tied up with they might have had a monthly commitment or something like that, but not sure. Midtown Terrace, as I've mentioned the last couple of weeks, I'm just piling out tons of decor out of there. So fully expect that to drop back, although I'm surprised it hasn't dropped back a bit more substantially. But who are the real movers and shakers here? Now, my dark horse was for Quail Wood. Last week, they were 13.223. This week, 13.231. So they're making forward progress. Downtown's making a jump there too. Greenwich Village kind of just doing nothing. And looks like Red Hook's pushing up there a bit too. So Mercer Manor might have a battle on their hands at the end of December. After all, have to wait and see. This is your first wait and see. These 6 weeks. All right, so that's the neighborhood ratings. Now, Miami City release. Pretty good release overall, I think. No major dramas that I saw. I got what I wanted and I got the hell out of there and went back to bed. Anybody in the Zoom? Anybody in chat? How'd you go? I know, Lily, you slept through. Anyone else?
No, I just minted 3 properties for the standard collection, and that's it.
Any kind, or did you just have a budget to stick to, or did you go for a specific location, try and jag a collection property?
No, I didn't do any research. I just said, okay, 300,000 UPX, get 3 properties. I think it was 300,000 and a few UPX. A bit over the budget, but not any prediction. Maybe I hit a collection because it's Upland. You don't know what they take into consideration, what should be a collection. Let's see what surprises we get this evening or morning or whatever time zone you're in.
Whatever it works out. Yes. Stranger things have happened. Ultra rare. Pull that out of your buttocks. It could happen. The band just minted some randoms with a limited budget. Yeah, I did a good job the first night. I went in and got what I needed, and I would say I put a bounty out for somebody to find me a 500 up squared plus property. I woke up to a DM from Pugs. He gave me all the goss that I needed to lock me into a certain area, and I was able to mint one straight away. Got the exact one that I was going for as soon as everything went green, and that area kind of got minted up pretty quick. So I think I was pretty lucky there. Pretty lucky all in all. So yes, I'll just do a bit of showy here. What have I got? So that was this property here, 845 up squared, was about 133,000 UPX. And then I believe I got these two in Flagami. They're just over the property, the neighborhood border, as kind of extra storage properties. And then I left it at that. And then I think it was the next day or something, I gobbled up, I don't know, what do we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 kind of on the floor, non-US, non-FSA floor properties there. But then I started looking around and thinking about collection reveal. And I had a look at South Grove Bayside, and the prices there were just out of control. And I thought, well, if that is a collection, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to afford a set there after collection reveal when all the prices get jacked. So I kind of went against my playbook there and got a set. So who knows? There's no guarantees whatsoever that that will be a collection, of course, but I don't know. I think I'm in with a shot. Worst comes to worst, I'll just make those 3 my standard city collections. So still be a nice little boost there on the dividends. But yeah, my UPX balance isn't what it was after some recent purchases. Pretty much burning out, buying up the totems on the secondary to get some stuff. And yeah, I figured it was a kind of now or never situation. Don't forget, yes, it is collection reveal. So if you do have any properties at for sale prices, you may want to jack those prices up or delist them. Don't be one of the people that gets caught with their pants down and next minute they're woe is me after collection reveal when all your juicy properties get snapped up for cheapies. Now, so that was that. I can close that. But yes, overall, I think Miami was good. What are we? 13th of December. Are they going to squeeze another Tokyo City expansion, perhaps another London expansion? I still think maybe, but don't know. I guess it depends
Tokyo
what time.
Would be nice. We need tier 2. We need tier 2 treasure hunting.
Yes. Yeah, I'd love it. Yeah, I don't have the budget for it though. In saying that, yeah, I really want a kind of Asian factory location, but that's, if you're talking, depends whereabouts they expand it to, but it's probably big UPX to get that, so which I just do not have the budget for at present. So careful what you wish for, I suppose. All right, now that brings us to, oh, hang on, what have we got there? Let me get out of that. Isn't the Omniforce thing happening soon? Maybe they will drop that, or have they already? I haven't checked in on that.
No, they haven't dropped. There's a neighborhood hero. I don't know if it's spelled right. There's the headquarter of Omniforce. They got a property there. I think they will release some properties there for mint for this Omniforce community. But I don't think they will sell it to us as an expansion. Maybe they do, and it is the media hype immense for that. But
yeah, well,
maybe they will release it with an expansion to say, okay, we get this neighborhood is for the Omniforce, and we get this and this and this too. Don't know.
Yeah, forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I believe I saw something on Twitter from the Omniforce account that was saying, yeah, it appeared that they were apologizing for some kind of delay associated with it. Yeah, I haven't checked myself on that one, but I do remember seeing something. So maybe
they felt the Upland soon.
Soon. I was talking to somebody about, I think that was last night in Upland General, or maybe the night before. I'm like, you got to stop using that word. Start using eventually, and you'll feel much better. Much better. All right. Anyhow, as part of the Miami thing, we did have something new. A Miami exclusive building to put up for a limited time only. I guess the building looks, well, it's nice colors. It's got that going for it. Something different. The overall system of it, a limited time structure to put up that's apparently tied in some way to Miami. Is this just a Hotline Miami fluoro colors things, or is that a genuine Miami vibe? I wouldn't have a freaking clue myself. So yes, you can start putting those up now, and you have to have those builds started by December 15th at 9 a.m. PT. I pretty much put one up on all of those kind of the cheap properties that I bought, and including the storage ones. So I pretty much put one up here, there, and everywhere. I didn't put them up on my big expensive set because hopefully there will be some kind of Master Builders Miami at some stage, and I'll keep those for that. But yeah, good to see something new, something different. Upland mixing up. What do you think of that?
It would be so nice if you can mirror the building on 2 adjacent properties to put it together, but hey, soon.
Well, I did exactly that, except one of them's facing backwards. I did that with those two storage properties that I got. Yeah. So it does look a bit weird, but oh well. I thought, what the hell? Those storage properties, they're not the sort of properties that I'd sell anytime soon. So bit of fun, bit of mucking around.
I thought it would be nice if they had to come in like 3 different color combos that you could have just picked.
Pick from it. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. But at least it's not those regular, dull, boring colors. So, positives where we can take them.
Oh, yeah. At least they're interesting.
Yes. All right. And speaking of interesting, they're backing up with another Spark Week. So Spark Week December. I haven't even looked at this myself. Registration for buying Spark Friday, December 15th. So this coming weekend. Sale starts Sunday, our time, 3 a.m. Awesome. No, I won't be getting up for that one. Price is still the same, I'd imagine. $4.60. Yeah, prices haven't changed. Quantities still very low. Oh no, that's boosted up again, isn't it? Was it 50 last time? I don't remember. I seem to remember saying that it seemed really low last time. Status up Spark Rewards. Good to see Spark Rewards breakdown. And is there treasure hunting? Doesn't appear to be. No treasure hunting. Because treasure hunting's goinked. Yes, that makes sense. So, well, might be a nice little end of year Christmas present for a few people who are waiting to level up and get some additional bonus Spark. So that's that. And of course, the other big news that dropped this morning. Now, this was a classic, this one. So I get up at 3 a.m. this morning for, actually, it was something, I think it was last night. I was talking to Nubex and a few other people, and I just completely reminded myself, holy crap, I've had an approved Structure Ornaments Metaventure since before I went on holidays back to Japan, because I know I spent hours and hours and hours when I was on the train here, there, and everywhere in Japan moving all those bloody crates onto it. So I've had that for half the year and just completely forgot that it's sitting there. Haven't listed a single thing in there. So what do you know? I had about an hour wait before I could buy totems for USD. So I started finally listing some of those at 3 a.m. And then I think that announcement came through at like 5 a.m. our time. And I was like, what the hell? So, but as part of that announcement, it showed, maybe I can just put it up. As part of that announcement, it showed all the showrooms that you could go and buy these things in, and poor old San Francisco only had the lucky duck. So I got into Lissetzi and let her know that mine was finally open for business, and she patched that in, or I assume she got somebody to patch it in for me. So thank you for that, Lisette. Yeah, what weird timing, eh? It just happened to finally do it this morning, and what do you know? So decorate your property. This is something that the community had been asking about for a long time. Let us put up what we want, whenever we want, for however we want, however long we want. So we've got horror nodes, and I'm sure there's going to be Christmas nodes, and there'll be Christmas racetracks, and there's going to be Genesis racetracks and all sorts of stuff. So this kind of thing opens it up for way more community engagement. Very good to see. And as they said here, we've listened to your feedback, and we're thrilled to announce that later this week, all ornaments in Upland will be available throughout the year. Good. And as part of that, of course, we're always scrimming for utility. I guess this is kind of utility. Seasonal swag equals bonuses. So here's the kicker. Adorn your homes with the appropriate seasonal ornaments. So this has to be within the appropriate one. So still within that set schedule they had. And you'll see a stream of bonuses and prizes coming your way, maybe. I should have put maybe in there. It's more than just aesthetic appeal. It's about earning, there we go, tangible rewards. We're currently celebrating the Wonderland season, and here's a fantastic chance for you to get involved. For every building you adorn with a Wonderland seasonal ornament, you earn one entry into our special drawing for a Winter Block Explorer. A total of 225 winners will be chosen. Yeah, Block Explorers look pretty cool. Why does it have to be a Winter Block Explorer? It's freaking summer, eh? I think it's tomorrow's 35 degrees or something on the Gold Coast. It's going to be insane. Nobody want to whine with me? Oh, really? Lily said your structure ornament's been open for ages and not on that list. Oh, might want to ding the set. Yeah, I wonder how they got that then. Or does yours not have any of the Christmas ornaments in it? Maybe they did some kind of snapshot of that, Lily. No Xmas ones. Yeah, well, that makes sense because that kind of post was specifically for the Winter Wonderland ones. It's kind of spruiking where you could go and get those so that you could be part of that kind of snapshot for the Block Explorer giveaways. So that's pretty cool. The snapshot's going to be taken on December 31st between 9 and 10 a.m. PT. Missed out on Wonderland ornaments, and yeah, that's where it has the list of where you can go to get them. So the system's very good, but the bloody, you know what I'm going to whine about? The process of moving all these goddamn little crates around. It's just such a hassle that unfortunately I'll just be completely sitting that one out. Although maybe I'll put one up on my actual residence and just roll the dice with the RNG. Maybe. I have to wait and see. What'd you say? You built your showroom to sell them, to make yours, not sell your existing ones. Okay, that makes sense. Mine's just a pure resale one. So yes, good to see them listening to the feedback, sharing their feedback. I'm sure Sir Ness4 is rubbing his hands together with glee when he sees feedback like that being taken into consideration and being acted upon in a fairly cool way. So yes, as part of the structure ornaments, now I said I'm just gonna do a bit of a spruikage, so I'm gonna do a bit more here. So yes, this is the Midtown Terrors structure ornaments. As I said, it's 5 Berkeley Way, San Francisco. There's all USD prices. I'm not selling anything in these kind of things for UPX, but pretty much covers the entire history of all of the Upland stuff. I've probably listed about half of what I've got in there so far. Just listing them pretty blindly. So if you scroll through, you might find some bargains in there. I'm just pretty much listing them for, I didn't look at the floors, didn't look at any of the other markets anywhere else. I just said, what would I be happy to sell this item for? If it sells, I'd think, yeah, that was a decent price. So I might be way over the market floors. I might be way under them. Got no idea. So, and I was listing them that fast. Have a look through. You might even pick yourselves up ones that I've janked in there for UPX by mistake. You never know. If you do happen to catch one of them, send me a DM. I don't want it back. I'll give you some extra little prize. How about that? We'll go reverse snipage. You can be doubly rewarded for me being a D word. So yes, structure ornaments. Good to see. Now, what else do I have to cover tonight? Oh, so yes, if you haven't seen, if you're not in the, now make sure I get this right, the URL, the Upland Racing League that Dak and MassChef's got going on there. Maybe I'll just share screen on that too, rather than just flap it off. So this was posted a couple of days ago. MassChef has got the Citadel. So if you're not aware, the Citadel is it Kansas, I believe? It's the kind of node for the UR.
Kansas City, yes.
Yeah, thanks, Bjorn. So the King of the Castle and Elimination Tournament, 12 drivers in a 1 versus 1 head-to-head double elimination tournament, compete against the top-ranked drivers in the metaverse. You must be ranked in the top 75 according to the URL official world rankings available here. There'll be a link in the description to this post. I guess I'll put an invite to the server as well in case you're not in there. And then there's a whole bunch of links there that you can follow. Prizes are sponsored by MassChef Metaventures, Castle Block Explorers of Knightbridge, Castle Block Explorers of Kansas City, and Vegas Motorcar Company. So what can you win? First place, a 2023 Series T car, 100,000 UPX, and an invitation to join the Castle Elite Racing team for the upcoming URL Pro Series season. Restrictions apply. That's cool. Second place, 2023 Series T, 30,000 UPX, and third place, 20,000 UPX. There is a race entry fee, of course, to help fund all that, 31,500 UPX. There's a whole bunch of details and rules, and there's a link there to register and a whole bunch of information there. Now, according to Mass, there is 5 spots left. So yeah, if you don't know where to go, if you don't know what to do, send MassChef or Dak or even Buellerman or myself. Somebody will point you in the right direction. So good to see a lot of stuff going on over there with the URL team. Now, that's pretty much getting us to what I pegged for the main topic. We did have very early in the AMs the Totem 5 chapter, so Totem reveal chapter 5 sales. All done and dusted. That's it for Totems. All sold. Get what you get. Dive into the secondary. I picked myself up 5 passes for USD, and I'm kind of rolling the dice to hopefully get 1 cheetah, 1 gorilla. Otherwise, I'm going to have to dive into the secondary. It's kind of, I cracked the seal on trying to go for a full collection, and I just got to follow through with it now. Can't give it up right at the end. How'd anyone else go? Did you get in? I know Levan said he, was it Levan? Somebody said they missed it, slept through. Yeah, no luck for me with the UPX. Once again, I was 1,800 people in front of me or something. I was pretty bad on the USD, although, of course, they sold much slower. So I was able to grab 4 of those ones, which is probably good they sold out because I would have bought a 5th and a 6th and the 7th because I really want the full set. So let me just pull that up. So Totem reveal chapter 5, that's all done and dusted. When's the passes? We don't know, do we? We don't know when they're going to be able to hand it in. So I've said, what's next? So there's a few links there within that about Totems. So we'll go over here to the good old Upland site. Now, interesting to see. I can't really throw too many stones at them for this because I am still yet to just properly set up the MVE.me website. It's only about half done, and that's been sitting there for months. So here, Upland hasn't even updated their website, so they've still got register for Chapter 4, and Chapter 5 is not even open, which is kind of funny. I don't think there's any more information in there. So that's all done and dusted. All right. Well, what about the Upland Wiki? Any further information being updated there? What are totems? We know that. What's stem and protem? We know that. How to play? Here we go. This is the info that everybody's hanging out to see. Get your totem. Got one. Understand traits. People have kind of got their heads around those. Nurture your totem. Spend protem to keep it alive, blah, 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 optimize rewards, time you spend. Okay, so it appears there's still no news whatsoever about what we're actually going to do with these things, when we're going to do it, how it's going to all play out. So Buellerman's listing these totems for sale. Sorry, I was just catching up on that. Yeah. So the community's dying for this information. Is there going to be any sort of bonus collection reward for having all 10? Nobody knows. It would be good to see that information come through once these final passes are available to be handed in. Once the dust has settled on that a bit, hopefully we get some information before the end of the year, hopefully. So yeah, I don't know. That somebody asked. I saw that last night in chat. Somebody asked, "Is anybody diving into the stats and how to do all this?" Well, we can't really do any of that. I'm sure there's plenty of people, SUNY-minded, and a whole bunch of other people out there that just love facts and figures and stats and whatnot that would love to dive in all of this and be able to work out, what's the optimal click to protem ratio or whatever the hell it's going to be. But we just have zero information. So maybe LeBan's just said, are they just overworked in chat? Maybe that's why some of these errors and stuff is coming through, is because they're just flat out trying to get the protem, totem, stem, totem, whatever the hell they got all the info. Probably they're trying to work it out for themselves. So yeah, that information can't come soon enough. Now, there's a bit extra info on that for you to dive in. If you're a listener or watcher of the show, you can dive into this with the weekly challenge, which we'll get to in a minute. Yes, that's all to do there. All right, we'll keep racing through. So as we mentioned, kind of mistakes, errors, being busy. It is a crazy time of the year. I know I'm just almost completely burnt out at work because it's just madness time of the year. I've got 2 more days of work and then I've got 11 days off. So I'm pretty excited about that. Be able to catch up on a whole bunch of stuff. Who knows? I might be able to get that website updated and 50 other things to do on my to-do list. But we shall power on to our quips. This week's quips, we have regular quipser 6 week 6 who's in the chat, asks, I love voting for the new housing structures, but shouldn't we have more information on them? Size, height, footprint, etc. I think did we cover this last week, Lily? Or it might have been DTEC was in my ear about this, how, yeah, you're kind of just voting on something that you can't even tell if you're going to be able to use it, or it's hard with only one view. I know DTEC was quite disappointed that the view that they put up for the voting was the kind of worst possible angle for one of his buildings he had up.
Yeah, they used to have the P3D link.
Yes.
And you could go and look at it there. You could see that it was live and you could just click it. But now it's just an image. And I think DTEC said that he did that to himself. That was the image he submitted. He must have been half asleep.
Yes, he was burning the candle at both ends, plus moving house and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Yes. So, yeah, it'd be good for them to have, I guess, more ways that we can interact with it. Some kind of sandbox system where you could click on it and, potentially mock move it to one of your properties to see what it looks like or something. I don't know. There's a billion different ways they could definitely improve on it rather than just a JPEG plonked, a tiny little JPEG, especially on mobile, that you're voting on. So,
yeah, it's a bit sad, especially if you've, done lots of detail on all sides and then you can really only show one and a little bit of another.
Yes. So, yeah, hopefully that gets kind of fleshed out a bit more. And in a follow-up quips, 6 week 6 also states, I keep seeing players complimenting how good our properties are looking with all of the map assets collection scattered across the property. I'm hoping, meaning he's hoping to see a garage or storage building coming soon. That's been speculated for quite a long time, actually. Storages for cars and all sorts of different things. One of the things that fascinated me when I first went to Japan for a holiday is I said, what's this freaking big building here? Like 20-story building with no windows, tiny little square building with no windows. What's this? And it's a car park elevator. It's like a Ferris wheel for cars. So
they have brilliant car parks. I love watching their car parks in action.
Yeah, well, even they've got ones for bicycles where it just disappears down a bloody basement thing. It's unbelievable the systems they have there. So
libraries have those for books now too.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, storage for map assets. Be interesting to see how they do it. Whether they employ some kind of crate system or some kind of inventory. It'd certainly help tidy up Midtown Terrace, which just looks like absolute junkyard. I'm doing my best there to fix that up at the moment, but yeah. I don't know. What do we think? More structures to play with? Garages? Sheds?
I did once try to sneak in a warehouse, like a bulky goods center, and they rejected it. But I thought it was worth a try.
We don't know unless you try. Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know the mechanics on that with map assets because they're tied to a physical location on the property. Maybe it'd just be like because I know with the Speedway Metaventure structure, you can move stuff and you can hide it under the structure so it's not visible, or you can have the front of the car poking out of the garage and stuff. So maybe to be like that, it'd be like an umbrella sort of structure where it's kind of there, but it's not there, like doesn't have a fixed footprint.
Ooh, that
The
sounds good.
Speedway Metaventure has only a small point in the middle of it where you can't put anything. Maybe they will do something wrong. Just heard from someone who got a helicopter landing place approved.
Really?
It's not portable, normally, I would say, but hey.
Yeah, I think they've kind of moved
You got a
on from that
mobile
whole
pool
thing.
too.
Yeah. It's just bizarre how lax they've been going with some of the things they've been approving. But if you can't beat them, join them, which Samurai Cortex is currently in the process of playing with at present with some new items. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's a good suggestion, 6 weeks, even if it just, just if it was that kind of system where it was just like an overarching shed and you just kind of hide the things underneath it so they're still there, still accessible, still easy to get. Yeah, might be a very simple solution and something else that Upland can sell us. So get onto it, Upland. Sounds like a good one. So thanks for that, 6 weeks, 6. And we've got one more here from another regular QIPS, Laban. Now, this one's an interesting and timely one, given that all that's happening. Laban asks, have you noticed the spelling error for the Christmas ornaments? Do you think this is done with intent so users can't find it by searching Ginga? Will the value of these be higher due to this? This is my words, not his, another just complete cock up with their proofreading. And he also asked, can Upland rename them on the blockchain? Well, we have seen that it is possible to change. It is possible to change your username on the blockchain. It is apparently a one-on-one process that I don't even know that they do it anymore, but I do know they did it for old mate Finsky back in the day. Can they change the names of these?
No, they can't. They can't change the names of the NFTs. There were some in the World Cup, man.
That's right.
I think 2002 and 2004 Korea World Cup.
Right.
They were the wrong year, and they offered the exchange to burn the old one and get the new one.
Yeah,
because I think you can't.
Yeah, I think they spelled Australia wrong on one of them as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was the wrong year. The World Cup was in 2002, and they had 2004 in the alleged names or something like this. So I think if they could change it, they would have done it.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
hey.
I kept my wrong one because it fitted in the overall collection anyway, so I kept it.
Nice. So what are we actually talking about? If you're listening on the Spotify, Laban's actually posted this on Twitter. His handle, well, I was going to read it out, but it's at Laban 97867769. There'll be a link in the description anyway, probably. So he's got any comments? So Upland Bureau Factory currently in production is how the hell do you say that? A Gigangerbred house. Gigangerbread. Just completely balls that up. Yeah, wow. Laban's question was, do you think this is deliberate so people couldn't search it? Couldn't possibly be, surely. Couldn't be. Really? I think it's just another classic intern proofreading cock up.
Another Upland face palm.
Another face palm. Is anybody willing to put the tinfoil hat on and go with the suggestion that maybe there was some nefarious skullduggery reasons? I wouldn't think so.
No.
No, I wouldn't think so. I'd be very surprised.
Tied in our core.
Just again, disappointing to see, but yeah, maybe. Well, they're on a timeline, aren't they? They can't. I can't imagine, depending on how many they've manufactured, they couldn't turn around and say, "Oh, we've completely cocked those up. Let's cancel all those, and we'll start making the corrected ones." Because 13th of December, map assets take time to create. I guess technically they could redo it as 1 spark hour each or 0.1 spark hour each if they really wanted to pump them out quick, but kind of sets a bad precedent. Interesting, no less. So, all right. And yeah, I'll put a link to Laban's Twitter on there. So give him a follow as well while you're at it. Cheers for that, 6 weeks and the band. You've both won yourselves again a Samurai Aquatics Christmas spiral color of your choice. I'll send you a DM to see which one you want and arrange delivery. Reminder that if you submit a QIPS and you want to claim your prize for doing so, you have to include your in-game name in your submission. I have got a few come through that don't have in-game names. There's a couple of really good ones that I wanted to touch to tonight, but I just thought those ones in particular were kind of timely for tonight. So hopefully get to those next week. Link to the Google form in the description for that. Race through these last few things. Midtown Terrace news. Yeah, as I said before, the Great Purge continues. I've already moved a couple of hundred map assets, which really doesn't make much of a visual difference yet because, there's still thousands of them junking up the entire neighborhood. But I'm getting there. I'm trying to, what have I got, 35 showrooms or something like that. I'm trying to put in 2 of everything. And then if I get 2 of everything put over there, then I'll do 3 of everything and 4 of everything. I was kind of grinding through to put 10 of everything in each of the showrooms one at a time. But I figured that if Upland was going to turn around in a couple of days and say, okay, here's the transportation mechanics. Well, I didn't want to get caught with 3 showrooms that was fully stocked. I'd rather have a few bits and pieces here, there, and everywhere ready to go. So, yes. So that's, as I said, that kind of explains the pullback in Midtown Terrace neighborhood rating score as well. MVE news, I guess this is kind of new and it'd kind of be pretty obvious if you've been listening or watching to this show over the last 17 episodes that things are a little bit different tonight. So there is a newish show on the way that's going to be based pretty much entirely on all the great feedback and suggestions that came through a couple of weeks ago for the weekly challenge. Moving forward, this particular podcast will become way more stripped down and purely Upland focused, with all of the other crypto, Web3 and Meet Sudaverse news, etc., being published as its own standalone podcast called the Block Web Beat. I did play around with a few concept images of that, and I'll just bring that up now if it's going to show it. Yeah. So I just played around with that. So the Block Web Beat, so that'll be just me. Whenever I get a chance, I'll sit down and just gob off to myself. That won't be open to the public, that one. Hoping to put that out weekly, but I'm not going to commit myself to that. It'll just be a if and when I can sort of thing to kind of, so instead of super long form show for this one, we kind of trim it right down, try and make a couple of shorter shows where you can just dive into the content that best suits your needs, because some people said they enjoyed the crypto stuff and some people even said they enjoyed the Meet Sudaverse news and that and whatnot. So rest assured that's still going to be hanging around just as its own separate thing. First episode, I'll probably play around with that to try and get at least the basics of a workflow down for it sometime next week. And as I said, that'll just be me blabbing on. Whereas this Upland Downunder podcast will continue to remain open to full public participation. And of course, the Metaverse and Beyond podcast will continue as a one-on-one interview series. So some weeks you might get 3 shows. There you go. And as I kind of mentioned at the start, as part of these overall changes, I will likely look to switch up some of the recording and publishing days and times. I'll put it out there to see if I can play with the time for this one or push the day around a bit more, because cancelling some of the stuff for this show means I don't have to spend so much time getting ready for it, so I can start it a bit earlier, which all means I get to go to bed a bit earlier. So how we go. I'll play around. More info on all of that, of course, will be all published in the MBA server. Get yourself in there if you want to keep fully up to date. And speaking of the Metaverse and Beyond podcast, if you're in the NBA server in the NBA general chat this morning, you would see that I have tentatively booked a guest for this weekend. And let's just say that if that does go ahead, it's likely to be one not to be missed. I'll leave it at that. Samurai Aquatics news. I did mention we're working on some new items. One of those was approved a while back and it's finally come through. Just magically appeared in the factory inventory again. I did double check. I can't find any email from Upland to say, hey, your item is now ready to be manufactured. yeah, as I said, I did have a look, but I couldn't find it. So it's another one of those magicals. So what is it? It's the Garden Bridge Red. So looking at that here, hopefully. So it's a bit annoying. The view that you see when you click on these, that they've always been really dark. So if you look at it on an actual property, it's not as dark as what it looks like there. So more fine work by old mate D-Tech on that one. So that'll make an excellent addition to the existing matching set we've got. Info on prices, I'll release that as soon as I can hash out the details with D-Tech. Haven't even thought about it at this stage. So probably start rolling some of those out on sale in select showrooms this weekend, hopefully. So again, if you want to keep up to speed with that, the Summer Aquatics, all that info is within the NBA server under that umbrella as well. And 15 of the 34 Summer Aquatic showrooms have now been approved and are in varying stages of being open. Some of them just have a few things for sale. Some of them don't have anything for sale yet. I'd need to get around to listing them. And some of them have a whole bunch. So that is, of course, part of my push to develop a global Metaventure footprint covering every open city in Upland. And I'll be applying for an additional 3 in the next couple of days as those showrooms inaugurate. Remember, if you're somebody who's a UGC content creator and you only have a single showroom and you'd like to get your stuff out to a wider audience, send me a DM. We can have those conversations. Not looking to make like mad bank on those. Just kind of, if I have the room and I can help out, pretty much happy to do so. It's just, I guess it's a bit hard with transferring ownership and fees and that. So it's not a simple process, but it's something I'm willing to do if that's something you're interested in. As I said, send me a DM. So that brings us up to the end of the show. Giveaway time, everybody's favorite parts. So this week we had lots of good entries in for the weekly challenge, which was to get yourself in the NBA server and let us know what you think about the changes and additions made to or for the Miami release. If you took part, how'd you go? If you didn't, why not, etc. And your name was going to roll on a list of entrants to win a Samurai Aquatics Christmas Spiral color of your choice. Well, I'm going to add 10,000 UPX to the mix for that, and also the live participants wheel tonight, because I had a few sales come in through the week, so why not spread the love just a touch, even though I still got to save some bickies myself. So let's roll the wheel on that one. So these are the people that submitted entries for that. Best of luck, everybody. Christmas spiral color of your choice and 10,000 UPX after fees. Mesme might have it. Just ticked over to Angry Ursiar. Angry Ursiar, congratulations. Big supporter of the stuff we do over at the NBA and lots of other stuff as well. So thank you very much for that, Angry. All right, now what do I need to do? Oh, I need to say what this week's one is. So that was last week's challenge. This week's challenge in the contest channel in the NBA server. Let us know, what do you think is something Totem, Protem, STEM related that's going to come out of the blue in the upcoming announcement and blow everyone's minds? What's something that's just going to blow your socks off? If you can't think of something positive, perhaps what's something related, again, Totem, Protem, STEM related, that's going to get the community face palming, sucking our teeth, or shaking our heads? So positives, negatives, take your own spin on it. What do you think? There is an announcement impending. Hopefully it comes by the end of the year. As I said, have your say. What do you think it might be? What's something in there? And of course, your name will roll on a list of all entrants for a chance to win some kind of map asset, UPX, or maybe both, maybe neither. See how we go. And don't forget that every weekly challenge submission that you put in not only gets you on the wheel for the following week's prize, but it also adds an entry for the massive bag of prizes that will be won in the final Upland Downunder Podcast Show of the Year. This includes the grand prize of 1 million UPX after fees. This week and next week are your last chances to get the entries in. Next week on the UPX, UPX podcast. Next week on the Upland Downunder podcast, I should be able to run through exactly what those prizes are. So if you don't have an entry in yet, why not? Do you hate UPX? Do you hate prizes? Get yourself over there. So how are you going to do that? Well, Where is it? Let me go back. No, I already said that, didn't I? Totems, Protems, STEM. Pretty easy to do. Link in the description. So that just leaves us the live participants wheel to give another prize away. Let me goink those out of there. Now 6. I'm just going to do this quick shortcut. 6. Laban, Maui, Lily, Beulah Man, and Sir. Did anybody else jump in? No, just the regulars. Thanks, everybody. So this will be for spiral color of your choice and 10,000 UPX. Laban has double dipped. So Laban's got himself a Christmas spiral for his QIPS and a Christmas spiral and 10,000 UPX for his troubles. Thank you very much, Laban. All right, I'll be in touch for those. Now let me catch up on chat. All got cleaned up, mate. Let me close that. That's all I think I've got. Nice and quick show. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. With this one. Just keep it locked down to just purely Upland related content and palm everything else off to the other news show. A reminder that if you are in a time zone that fits in with a tentatively Wednesday night recording schedule starting at 7:30 p.m. AEST and you'd like to get involved, the link to the weekly Zoom will always be dropped in the NBA server about 15 minutes before the show starts. Like I said, whatever changes going to be made to that, that'll all be outlined in the NBA server as well. And don't forget that if you have an Upland NFT or Metaverse product, service, or event to promote, or just somebody engaged in Web3 who'd like to have a chat, opportunities are available for engagement in this and the new Metaverse. Well, I say new, but it's not that new anymore. The Metaverse and Beyond podcast. Send me a DM on Discord or drop a comment in YouTube to discuss and secure your spots. I did say for that other one that I'm going to be running that it would just be me solo gobbing off to myself. But if that's something you're interested in and you want to potentially get involved, well, send me a DM. Never hurts to bounce ideas and stuff off people. I'm going to throw the last word out to Beulah Man if you're still there. We do one thing I forgot to put in the show notes was that we had the minigame challenge. How'd you go with your minigame? Did you manage to get it submitted, or are you going to be in on time?
It is submitted. I just put some small advertisement posts in the the community tools, dev, everything don't have a place for. But community projects, contest tools, Block Explorer battle, a small game where you can send your Block Explorer to a fight with other Block Explorers and wager some or stake some UPX in the first iteration. There will be level system, stat, strength, vitality, energy, life. There's a mini role-play game, but it's round-based, nothing real-time fights, so that you have to find an opponent which is at the same time online as you.
Oh, that's good.
It's just to give it a try. The German community is already testing and doing some little fights, and yes, it works. The tournament API from Upland is relatively stable, which
touch some wood. Touch wood.
Yes. I'm the big. That these were my big concerns, that there would be something unstable there, but yes, it's a hobby project which hosts many sleepless nights.
Well,
besides small children which are crying night because you don't sleep. So I just said, okay, wonderful. I take an hour at the PC and do some coding stuff.
Fix her up. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, it's great to hear that you did get it in time, because I think it was last week you mentioned that you weren't sure if you were going to get it in. So best of luck to you and everybody else that's submitted entries, and very much looking forward to seeing what you all come up with.
Yes, I'm excited too. I just talked and wrote to some people through the developer network, and there are some ideas which could be nice to play, and some, like mine, just a mini game. Nothing like UPX World, which is hyped for months and years, and or the other contestants from the Genesis week, where sadly nothing comes out. the ladies meta soccer, which is stuck because the FIFA regulatory is there.
Yes.
So they needed to change it. This block runners game looked nice, where you can run around with your avatar and collect coins, but nothing more than these videos. As I think,
Yes.
They are doing the Upland style. Maybe on some day they are coming around the corner, which, hey, we got the Diablo 5 in Upland or something like that.
Yes, the eventually verse. Yes,
Yes,
come and join the eventually verse.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Web 7.0.
Not Web 3, Web 7. All right. On that note, thank you, everybody, and best of luck through the week, especially with the collection reveals. And don't forget, if you do have some for sale, get onto it and sort it out. Don't get caught with your pants down again. All right. Laters. This Metatainment production is brought to you today by the Samurai Aquatics and Decor Metaventure, one of the premier and original destinations for Upland UGC map assets in the Upland Metaverse. Samurai Aquatics is thrilled to offer an introductory price on selective items for a limited time only this November and December. First up, glide into the festive spirit with the magnificent Samurai Sleigh. Normally priced at 34,000 UPX, this season's must-have flex piece is available to you for just 29,000 UPX or 25 USD. And for those of you out there looking to add a touch of romantic style to your Upland spaces, the Love Heart Jacuzzi is making a splash. Regularly $15, it can be yours for the introductory price of only 12 USD. This is a USD only item and is the perfect asset for you to pretend to warm up those chilly Upland evenings all by yourself or with your special someone or someone's. Ooh la la. And lastly, don't miss the full set of 5 Christmas spirals, a colourful addition to any of your structures or blue pixels in the Upland Metaverse. Now at an exceptionally value of 90,000 UPX or 75 USD, down from the regular price of 126,000 UPX or $126. To reserve your set of Christmas spirals, you have to send a direct message to me, Ben68, on Discord. Sale is on now at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, and will expand to our other showrooms in the coming weeks. Remember, these exceptional deals are only available in November and December. それでは失礼いたします。